that everybody is having a fabulous Tuesday. I know I am because we have a whole new person with us.
Aw, shucks.
It's
Stop.
me!
It's me.
I love it. We're gonna have a ridiculous amount of fun today, I think, with our new fabulous vampire lady. It's gonna be great. But first, I think that we should talk about a couple of things. All right? Right, it's time to get real here. Gotta talk about sponsors. Okay. All right. This is important. All right. First of all, if you like minis, or you even just like pictures of minis like you see behind our players right now, you should go to Hero Forge. All right. Hero Forge is great. They do all kinds of stuff. And if you don't, it means you're probably a monster. My guess is maybe not a major monster, maybe like not dragon level, but maybe you're like werewolf level monster. I feel like is probably where you're at. So just be aware of that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just letting you know that if you don't do it, you're a goddamn monster. I think we should also talk about D&D Beyond. Okay. We're supported by D&D Beyond. And because we have a brand new, delightful human here with us, we are going to be giving away a set of D&D Beyond digital dice. We sure are. Today, we're going to be giving that away. So, that's
You're
delightful.
welcome,
I love
chat.
that. Yeah. So you can, in fact, when you hit exclamation point raffle, you're not just entering to get physical dice, you're entering to get digital dice too today. That's right. I love it. Now that we've talked about that, and everybody in chat, please hit exclamation point raffle, RAFFLE, to enter the fabulous raffle, which we'll be doing at the end of the stream. I think I'd like to hear from Reginald. What the hell happened to you last week?
Oh my God. Well, we got here, just earlier this morning, and then there was hordes of zombies attacking us while we were having lunch, which, really rude, first of all.
It is.
And then I forgot whose idea it was.
Probably they probably hadn't gone over to Hero Forge is probably what happened.
You know what? That was it. It was exactly that.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea it was, but someone came up with the wonderful idea that we should all get into a mimic and get slingshots to a nearby town. It was amazing, great fun. Like
It's
10 out of 10 would recommend.
It wasn't me, I swear.
Oh, totally, right? Mm-hmm. It was probably Dapple Prance. They probably suggested it, really.
Yeah, I would like to point out also that the mimic that converted itself into a glider for you also unleashed a whole bunch of acid, destroying an entire platoon of Warforged. So
is that what happened? I passed out during that.
Them.
That was.
Yeah, you did. You did an airstrike.
Yeah.
You did an airstrike on everyone.
After that, when we got to the town, though, there was all of this weird smoke and mist, and people were talking to us, and Diraxis decided to put like an illusory image of a warforged in the middle of a town, which got shot by arrows. And then vampires appeared, and this awesome-looking vampire lady basically told me I was stupid. So, what else is awesome?
It happens. It happens.
She didn't say that. I mean,
on that note,
she basically did.
Right.
If you want to get smarter, you should visit another one of our sponsors named Soul's Rolls. Soul is absolutely amazing and does all kinds of stuff for people who are starting out in the TTRPG space. He absolutely helps as both a life coach and as a business coach, can help you get where you want to be, help you set that plan up. So definitely go over there and check them out. Go set up like an hour session with them. It is amazing. I did one and just it blew me out of the water. Got so much stuff done. Also, there's all kinds of fabulous articles all about burnout and how to make self-care worth it. All kinds of stuff. So take care of yourself. Go over there. That'll be helpful. Take care of yourself. That's important. That's what makes you smart. It makes your brain work. So obviously I need to do that because I'm losing my words right now. So I'm going to try to get, hold on. I will attempt to get more polysyllabic now. Okay, that feels better. I feel more myself now. In addition, you should absolutely head over to Realm Warp. There is a thing that's happening over there right now. Dungeon Glitch just released. We wrote 2 adventures with Dungeon Glitch that are over on the Drive-Thru RPG page right now, and they are selling like hotcakes. So go get in on that action, and help support a fabulous streamer of color through the Foundation for Inclusivity in Gaming. That'll be fabulous. And having said that, hey, Duraxis, what the hell happened to you last week?
Things that were already said. I took a little bit of a detour to Valencia and overpaid for some cows so that we could feed the population of this vampire town, which I think was like a good call, because there's nothing more dangerous than a vampire that's really thirsty in either respect. Yeah, that was. I mean, the thing is with, Reginald here, he's like a note taker guy, so he was very thorough in like a lot of things. Yeah, that's probably like the one thing I could add, to be honest.
Well, I love that. I think that is glorious. And let's finish out our fabulous sponsors. So we have got Gemmed Firefly, who is our merch for the Foundation for Inclusivity in Gaming. So everything that you buy from them helps the foundation grow and expand and get more money and get more sponsorships and create more books and put them in the hands of streamers of color and fabulous queer streamers as well. So that's delightful. We also have Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Oh no, do we not have a code today?
You know, that is on me. I messed up.
You're fine.
I meant to mention it before.
I'm sorry,
Because
everyone. I thought
we
were going to have
know,
4 players today. Apparently, we've got 3.
Yeah.
So, still, go check out Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. They are delightful.
I'll see you guys later. Just take care.
Yeah, no, cut his mic. Somebody cut his goddamn mic. Like this. Yes. No, we love you. And finally, we've got Phoenix Dice. I love Phoenix Dice because they make everything out of recycled materials. Because they love the world we live in just as much as all the worlds we play in. So, hit !raffle if you'd like some glorious dice from Phoenix Dice today, in addition to the digital dice from D&D Beyond. Now, the fun thing about if you win is it's not a specific set of dice. You can get any dice that you want. So whatever dice you want on their entire website, you can go and grab, and that will be glorious. And now, hey, Zach, what the hell happened to you last week?
I passed out at one point, flying through the air.
You did.
I had I sort of became a dad to a mimic somehow. Some strange thing. My sword got bigger, and I can now split it in 2, although I've not done that yet. Reggie had a little, it was either Reggie or Drax had a little ride on my sword going down some stairs. It was Red, yeah, see. And what else? I did a lot of cooking. That was fun. And we met these cool vampire people. Oh, and we killed lots of Warforged. That was fun.
A lot. And when we say a lot, we don't mean like a couple dozen. It was like several hundred Warforged. Apparently, mimic stomach acid is real powerful.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
We also got the ritual for how to turn someone into a Death Knight. So
Yeah,
we could do
well,
that.
so
Oh,
I
that's
feel like that's
right.
something that we missed is that V's character Lilith had a book that taught her how to turn people into vampires, and you had a book that taught you how to. You couldn't read it, of course, because you're not very bright.
You're
But
stupid.
Right, sure.
there's you learned that your part of the book had a ritual to create Death Knights, and when you got the two books close together, one of them had an eye on the cover and one of them had a tongue on the cover, and they turned themselves into one book, which you now have. Oh.
So wait, can I create vampire Death Knights?
Maybe. We'll see.
Can I be first in line to sign up for that,
Uh,
please?
So I feel like that's not really Diraxis.
Meow.
Feel like as the wild mage, probably vampire death knight is not. It's not the direction you're heading. But sure, if that's your bliss, turning into a vampire death knight, absolutely, you sure can.
I think he just thinks it sounds cool. I don't think he actually knows what it entails at all.
It's not pretty. It's
Oh.
not pretty.
Do you become like mean or and stuff? He doesn't want to do it if you become mean.
Well, I feel like that is something that can be answered by our new person. Hey, Lilith, why don't you tell me about this ritual that you did converting your entire town into vampires? What was that all about?
I mean, what's to tell? The why or the how? What's more interesting?
I mean, I find them both very interesting. Let's start with the why.
Well, when you have somebody whose entire goal is to destroy all of the living things on a landmass, it's very, very easy to kind of game the system and avoid that if you're not alive, if you're undead. So,
That's true.
vampires.
That's true.
Oh,
That's
welcome,
correct. That's when you convert
Raiders.
an entire
Ooh.
city into vampires. And yes, hello, Raiders. Welcome, welcome,
Hey.
welcome. Come and say,
What
hey,
up?
we've already talked about all of our fabulous sponsors, but you can go check them out in the About section just below the page. So
Mhm.
feel free. We have not jumped directly into the game yet. So what I'd like to do is I would like to say, hey, hit !raffle. We are giving away not only dice, fabulous dice from Phoenix Dice today, but we are also giving away digital dice from D&D Beyond. That's right. I'm so happy to have you here from our fabulous Dream Team members roll together, who are amazing. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I think now would be a fabulous time to tell people, when we left them off last time, there was an army of almost 1,000 zombies and warforged heading directly for the city. They're going to need some help. They're definitely going to need some help. So, if you look at certain things like your channel points, you can give people advantage or teach them fabulous secrets. Phantom just gave out a community sub, which is delightful. And everything that you do on the channel has results in game. That community sub translates to a legendary resistance for the party. One of the party, when they really need it, can just shrug off a thing. So thank you for that, Phantom. And 5 community subs will in fact get you my favorite thing, which is the Wheel of Chaos, where everybody on stream gets to roll on the Wheel of Chaos, which will give them totally random benefits to use. Oh my God! And there we go. If
You mean like that?
Maybe
It'll
the
be time for the
what?
wheel of chaos. That's right.
Crazy.
So
We have
for
a
the
guest
new
here. It's
kids,
not like we can't. We can't
oh my
not
God!
do
And
it.
there's another resubscribe from Phantom. That is amazing. So hey, what I'd like to see now is everybody.
Oh God.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
God.
And Johnny with 5 subs. That's amazing. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm
Yes.
gonna do? We are. That's incredible. If we can do 5 more subs total through this whole stream, I will do an extra dice giveaway today for Phoenix Dice.
And
Holy
then we
crap,
just
we are
jumped
already-
to a freaking level 4 hype train.
We jumped to level
We're at
4?
a level
You guys
4
are
hype train.
freaking crazy.
We might be giving away. We might be
guys are
giving away
crazy.
all. We might be giving away all of the dice today. That's
Oh
what
my
we
God.
might be doing.
All right, no more
Because
dice.
what happens
Oh
is-
my
oh
God!
my God.
Brine!
Are you trying to wreck my life? Everybody's trying to wreck my
Hey,
life.
look,
Damn.
look,
you.
I understand that that's my group, but I promise I'm not the one behind the account right now. I swear it's not me.
Thank
Right,
Thank you. That's incredible. That's incredible. All right, fabulous.
Holy
let's
shit.
talk about- we will get to all of the things that we're
Holy
going to do
shit.
once the hype train finishes in about 5 minutes. So if you want to make sure that this army of monsters does not kill everybody, you know, there's plenty of help that you can give.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
That's
That is
2,000
amazing.
bits too. Or channel
There
points.
Wait, what? There is yes, that's right.
yeah.
We got some hype. So we Cotton Candy, you missed a hype train that started and we've already jumped to level 5. So right this minute, because we did level 5, I want everybody to hit ! raffle because we are going to be raffling off a set of Phoenix Dice right now, in addition to the Phoenix Dice that we are going to be doing at the end of the stream. Actually, we're going to be raffling off 2 right now because we got all those subs and we got the fabulous level 5 hype train. So let's give you just a second. Oh my God. Well, Lando, thank you for cheering. And here's the thing. If you cheer at least 100 bits, you will also get all of the crazy emotes that come from the hype train. So anybody that wants the new fabulous emotes from Twitch, jump on that. Now,
So what do we get for 17 subs? That's what
you
I
get
want.
nothing.
Dang
You get
it!
to leave.
Every
Okay.
time.
Alright.
Jeez.
Bye, Mike.
Nice seeing you.
So yes, there's
Yes.
all kinds of cool stuff. While everybody's hitting raffle though, hey V, why don't you tell me, I'm sorry, did you just erase Mike?
No, I did. I did.
Perfect.
That's what you get for
Yeah.
asking.
I'm just a
I can't. I
ghost.
can't ban. I mean, I could kick him from the call, but that's
Yeah,
not
absolutely. No,
as
this is
funny.
pretty delightful though. So V, while everybody is hitting ! raffle, why don't you tell me a little about the how you created these vampires, turned a whole town into vampires?
Absolutely. To be perfectly honest, it actually used to be a lot harder. This landmass that we're on, you know, it's an amalgamation of different worlds. So it actually used to be a really complicated potion that you had to brew up. You had to mix with blood because, of course, you did. And then you had to go out and you had to go to all of these different planes and grab all of these different elements and different plant pieces and you know, kind of create this concoction. Weirdly enough, I'm not gonna say easily because, you know, it's not an easy place, but all of the different plants that I needed to find were actually available on this mass. I did not have to leave this continent to actually be able to find everything I needed, which sped up the process, which honest to God is probably better because we kind of had to be a little expeditious about this. But it was as simple as gathering all the ingredients and brewing this, and it was a 40 nights kind of deal. So of course, you know, as time was going on, numbers were dwindling, and then I called everybody to the big town hall, and one night, obviously at night, because I wasn't about to do this during the day. That would have been awful.
God, could you
and
imagine?
it would not have been great. But I called everybody into the town hall and I told them what was happening. And I said, you can, we all know what the situation is right now. So you can either come and drink of this potion and join us as vampires, or you cannot. And there's no judgment. And, nobody's going to think any less of you. And so a good portion of the town did, in fact, join me on this crazy journey. And those that didn't, weirdly weren't super keen on staying in the village. Not sure why. But that's okay. No judgment. I get it.
Odd.
There is, I think that is incredible. I would like to say, first off, thank you so much to Roll Together for rating us. Thank you, Phantom, for the subs. Thank you, Wizard Magic, for all the subs. Thank you, Johnny, for the subs. That is incredible. Thank you, Queensport Games. Fabulous. And thank you for the giving advantage. Thank you, Lando, for the bits, and Phantom for the bits. And we just completed a hype train at level 5. So we have gotten 17 subs and 2,000 bits. What I will give for that, first, we have to decide if somebody's unique item is going to jump up, or if we want 3 rolls on the
Chaos.
sing the hype train level 5 song.
Is it possible? Hear me out. Is it possible to do an upgrade and at least 1 roll?
It would be, because 10
Oh,
subs is 1
perfect.
upgrade.
That'd be my vote. Because upgrades, baby. Upgrades, people.
They're
Upgrades.
sweet. They're
What
sweet.
chaos, you know?
I mean, I honest to God don't think that my partner over at QCG subbed to have us upgrade items. I'm
That's
fairly
what
certain that he would actually want it to go to chaos as well.
I did hear
Johnny's
that.
obviously
I did
voting for
hear that.
chaos.
You're chaos
So,
all the
yeah.
time.
Chat.
Okay, so we're gonna do some. So now I need you to understand what this means. Every roll that you all get on the Wheel of Chaos, I do too.
That's
And
a
I
lot
know
of
how
chaos.
to use.
I'm
I
more
know
than
how
fine
to
with
use
that.
it for my guys.
Oh,
So fabulous. What I will do is we will do 3 rolls on the Wheels of Chaos. I'm going to steal those final 2 subs, and I'm going to add them to the 2,000 bits, and we will get an environmental effect.
ooh.
All right. So we're going to do that. I'm going
Extra
to
sunlight.
say, since you're new, V is going
Yes?
to choose from the 3 potential effects. Here's how an environmental effect works. I'm going to give you 3 words. You're going to pick one, and the entire stream is going to change based on the word that you pick. So, first, please choose between the following words: death, metal, or destruction.
I mean, is it too on the nose to pick death as a vampire?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Great,
Absolutely.
then death.
Now, a question for the chat. Do you want the environmental effect to be in favor of the players or in favor of the GM? I'm going to give you a little poll there to find out. Would you like?
Be nice.
Where
Look at my
does-
ponytail. Be nice.
See, Johnny's my favorite, you know. I think
I love Johnny. Yeah,
Johnny's great.
Johnny is
Johnny's
my
awesome. We
bestie.
love Johnny.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love Johnny.
Queen's Court Games doesn't. They don't get to.
They don't get to vote.
No, none of that.
Only okay, it's not because of course he's gonna pick the DM. He's our storyteller for everything. Of course
Yeah.
he's gonna
No,
Yeah,
pick
of course
the
he is.
advantage for
but
you.
And I
also-
never get stuff.
I choose life, you know?
I choose violence.
No, Aaron, don't you dare.
Josh just smiled,
Erin!
yeah.
Aaron.
The Queen's Court has asked, if I give 5 more subs, can I win the poll?
Well, it depends on what you mean by poll. there-
Whoa.
They want to rig the
I'm a
election.
little more expensive than 5 subs. Oh, the current poll. Oh,
The elections are always rigged. Doesn't matter where you're from.
Right? Oh, too late. Oof.
it looks
Oh.
like currently, it's in the player's favor. So that makes me sad. But
Thank you.
Okay. okay, all right, whatevs. Um,
Don't need to act
yeah,
disappointed. It's
Johnny
okay.
and Aaron, you can absolutely fight each other for this. That's right, 100%. First, though, before I tell you what the environment effect is going to be, let's raffle some dice, shall we? Hey, let's see who's a winner. Let's see who's a winner. Yay, yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, who's going to do it?
Closing it up. This is so.
Let's see. What's the level 5 sub song for today? I feel like it's oh God. Now that I'm trying to think of something,
Oh, no, I feel that. I feel that.
do we want something cute
Not
and
Hamilton.
funny?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Hamilton.
Not Hamilton.
How about Avenue Q? You want a little
Perfect.
Avenue Q?
Awesome.
All right, fabulous. How about it's like watching a vegetarian being told she just ate chicken, or watching a frat boy realize just what he put his dick in, being on the elevator when someone shouts, "Hold the door!" No, it's Schadenfreude. Fuck you, lady, that's what stairs are for. And that is your level 5 hype train song
Awesome.
for today.
I feel so uncultured because I have no idea what the fuck that's from.
Avenue Q is essentially raunchy Sesame Street on Broadway. It's all puppets. It's delightful.
Oh, it's great. It's
Just
great.
gonna pretend that you know what you're talking about. Okay, that's it.
No, I'm an honest
So-
person, so.
All right. Who's gonna win?
All
Who's
right.
gonna win? Let
So
me
closing
see.
it
Let me
up.
see.
That does not mean that you have to enter again. We're just picking the winners, and then we'll reopen it for later.
Right?
The winner is. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Midlife
Yo!
Dices!
Yo!
You have won some fabulous Phoenix dice. Please, Joel, send me a message in Discord, and I will hook you up with the winnings there. Now, let's do it once again for all those fabulous subs. Let's do it. Let's do it. And
See who wins.
who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh my God. And Joel, I'm sorry you can't win twice today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought we were rolling for chaos. You're going. We're doing it again. I did
We
not pick
are,
up on
'cause we
that.
got all those fabulous
All right,
subs.
here we go.
Yeah.
Winner number 2.
Who is
Queen's
it?
Court Games!
Ah! Send me a message. Send me a message on Discord. And
Boom.
I'll hook you up with fabulous dice.
Earn.
And now it is
Go.
time to find out. Unless somebody wants to throw a bunch of subs to change the answer, we're gonna see the benefit to our players, I guess. It's fine.
I'm so upset and put out by this.
Oh, because
I don't know who's
You
running
taking
Queen's
the
Court
same
Games.
rewards as us.
I spend my days having you kill all of my creations. All right, that's
you
what I
like
do.
it. Come
All
on.
right.
Whoever's behind that
But
cat is
because
based.
because you chose death, what that means is that The zombies that you see on the horizon are in fact going to lose their undead fortitude, meaning that as soon as they go down, they go down. They are not going to pop back up.
Haha, they're little bitch zombies.
Oh, oh wow. Wow.
Don't push it, Duraxis.
Rude.
Look,
Don't undead shame.
I am the mistress of life and death. As far as I'm concerned, this is like absolutely in line with everything about me. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. I'm here. I am here. So now it's time for the wheels of chaos.
Yes.
Good lord.
First, Lando, please roll me
Here we go.
all 3 of your wheels. Oh wait, you can't do it all at a time because then you'll get stuck
I'm
in
a
chat.
mod. I can do it.
Well, let's not. Let's do it so that everybody has
Yeah,
the time.
that makes sense.
So,
all
right, fabulous.
First one, here we go.
Let's do it.
You guys
Let's
spelled it
do
right.
it. You have gotten
2
2 key points. I
keep
love it.
Excellent. I will be speed.
That's right. There is now, if you get something that your class doesn't normally use, if you give me a creative, fabulous way to utilize it, absolutely, you can do it. Hey, Zach, why don't you roll me some chaos?
It was a D100, if I remember correctly, wasn't it?
No, it absolutely isn't. You're dead to me now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Exclamation point chaos in the chat. We have a little
Oh, is it?
makeshift.
Oh, yeah, it is,
deal.
isn't it? I'm thinking of something
Yeah.
completely different. I apologize.
I'm like,
You're
you're trying
good.
you're trying to game this system real hard.
And it helps if I spell it right.
Yeah, well, Johnny rolled for
did it.
you.
Chaos.
There is
That's fine.
You got a
and
legendary
Johnny has
action.
given you a legendary resistance. That's right.
Nice.
You get a
Solid.
legendary resistance. Hey,
Just say no.
Reginald, let's see
Is
what
it
you
my
get.
turn?
You get 5 hit points. You sure do.
Yay!
Nice.
Yay! What
love hit
about you,
points.
V? Please hit exclamation point chaos, and let's see what you get. Your first chaos over here on the channel. There is you get
Ooh.
2 sorcery points. You sure do. You get 2 uses of meta magic. That's delightful. Yeah. Think about how what that might do for you if you want to use your meta magic to like subtle cast your next punch or something.
Cast your next punch. I cast punch.
Yeah.
Well, there is. I mean,
Amazing.
it's if the whole thing about subtle spell is that nobody knows you're casting, you could absolutely use that for your physical attacks too.
I use subtle spell. Look over there.
That's right.
Since
That's
when?
right.
Oh. I just got soul
Now.
spell.
I'm gonna do my
1 hit point.
chaos.
One hit
Let's
point. Let's
see.
go.
Force
Smites.
mites. That's right. My guys just got real strong. All right, Lando, one more time.
Good
One
guy.
more time.
I mean,
What's that mean?
two more times.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go. That
You
is
get
2
more key
2
points.
more. That's the same roll.
That's right.
Yeah, we
What
go.
about you, Mike? What are you gonna get?
Points. Yes, donks.
You get 6 more hit points.
Yes!
No, Mike.
I'm gonna
Poor-
say you
poor baby.
can't get 3 things on the same time. So if your last roll is hit points again, you will get something different. Same thing if you
Fine.
land it with your last
I
one
wanna
is 2
not
points.
die.
It's fine. That's right. You got 11 extra hit points so far. Hey Josh, give me some chaos.
Maybe he could like raise his maximum for the fight or something cool.
Well, they're temp, right?
Let's see. You get 3 key points too. I
Ooh.
love it. Hey V, what are you gonna get?
God, I would love some key points, but let's find
No.
out together,
No.
shall we?
None for you. None for you. Oh, you do. You get 5 key
Oh
points.
dang!
Nice.
Damn. All right.
All right, now we know how to roll it.
Right.
Just ask
I am
for it
going
once.
to get 6 sorcery points. I've got smites And I've got sorcery points. That's right.
I would like 6 legendary actions. Okay.
Lando, well, let's do it. Let's see. Can you get it? Can you get this on the Wheel of Chaos? You get 5 spell slots.
Ooh, I could do some
Ooh,
fancy
That's
stuff
not
with that.
that
And
is
did
real
we
fun.
establish that we could punch above with these?
You can't cast a spell that you wouldn't normally like. You can't like.
I mean, like,
You can heighten a spell with it.
okay, so if I wanted to cast like a 9th level fireball, I could do that. Something like that.
If you could,
Okay.
yeah, if you could, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Gotcha.
That would be so, but you can't like if you get 9 of them, you can't then cast Wish. Like
Yeah, no,
Oh.
that makes sense. You
Okay.
could take a spell you have and upgrade its level.
yeah. There is
Gotcha.
hey, who's next? Who's next?
I think it's me.
I think it's you. Let's do it.
think it's-
More hit
it's
points.
mine.
Let's go.
You get 1 sorcery point.
Oh,
Nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
that's great.
It's fun.
Not a health point, so
Yeah.
winning.
Winning.
What
That's
about you,
right.
Josh? What are you gonna get? Oh damn! Legendary actions. Oh, Josh is just gonna be all over the battlefield, ruining everyone's life. There's
Brilliant,
me.
Everyone
about
as
you?
in you.
Yeah, I know. I understand what I signed up for today. There's and you get 2 smites. Ooh, that's fun. All right. And finally, I'm gonna go and let's see what I get. I get another smite. So I've got smites and I've got sorcery points. I sure do. We're gonna have some fun with that. So now that we've done all of the things, again, thank you so much, chat. Like this is gonna be fabulous. I can't wait. There's who's ready to play some fucking D&D?
Let's.
Oh, I'm so ready for this.
Let's go.
It's gonna be
Fuck,
let's do
fabulous.
go.
All right, Lando, let's switch up the music. We're in a town full of vampires with a whole army approaching very quickly.
Might be good.
Then your character will know. Like just that's what's gonna happen. All right.
Yeah, I feel.
The town of Kutiago was built for trade, not war. Its wide open thoroughfares have plenty of space for several wagon trains to pass each other as they head into and out of the market square. The town itself is demarcated along the lines of its largest exports. Stretching to the north are the docks. Wooden structures reinforced with magic float atop the waters of the mangrove swamps. They stretch for miles, all the way to the coast, where sailors used to unload their merchandise into the automated boats headed for the warehouses in the half salt, their name for the mangroves. Every 10 feet or so, you catch the glint of metal and a sense of magic. Black archways built into the wooden docks seem to keep the vermin away from the people wandering the half salt. Upon the more solid ground, you find the section of the city known as the Smoked Hills, named for the burning of the fields after the harvest. The border for this section of the city is marked by 3 towering windmills, now listless, where the grains would be ground before the shipping shipped across the continent. Finally, the Chatty Monster is the colloquial name for the market area. Silent now, it used to be the thriving heart of this town. Abandoned stalls, still looking fresh and new, surround the central fountain. Its carvings depict an Oncadian at its center, defeating a ring of predators at its base. Even their art describes their drive for survival and dominance. Your eyes finish their sweep of the city with the river. Though distant, You see a soft glow coming from the river, and each time one of Kutyagal's citizens gazes in that direction, you see their eyes well up with tears. You are in the town square, having met the mayor. The scene is yours.
So, anybody actually have a plan for what we want to do till we twiddle our thumbs until the zombies and robots get here? But I don't think that'll help.
As you are talking, you notice that you have to raise your voice because the sound of these marching monsters is so loud, even several miles out, that you can hardly hear yourself think.
Lilith, you know more about these creatures and their tendencies than we do, seeing as you found a loophole in their logic so they'd leave you alone. Are they coming for us, or both of us? Would they harm your people if they got here?
Oh yes. The ultimate goal, of course, is to eradicate all life. And I think by becoming vampires ourselves, we kind of were able to slide under the radar. But with you here, once they see us, I can't guarantee anybody else's safety here.
You hear someone shout from the bell tower where you had placed a sentry. They're coming from the south too.
There goes us potentially making an ambush so that they don't destroy the town, using the land to our advantage.
How many people are around us? Is like everyone around us? I mean, I'm assuming they're probably all still eating. Or maybe they're done.
Drinking them cows.
Yeah. Sucking up that cow juice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How many people are there in your town? How many people actually stayed?
It was about 70% of the population before. It wasn't a very large town to begin with. So there might be 30 people still kicking around.
Absolutely. So you've got 30 people left in this town. Most of them are on guard duty, but probably about 20 of them are currently feeding on the cows.
Lilith, anyone that doesn't want to fight should leave now while we have a chance. But anyone that stays, it'll be intense. We might not survive. Give us.
My people, these people, they knew what they were getting themselves into. They knew what would happen if they didn't become what we are. And they also know what happens if they run. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Right.
Right.
So the plan is to stay here and fight, I suppose.
Well, I'm not giving up this city.
Nor should you. Absolutely not.
All right. What defenses or traps do you suggest we set up? Nobody knows this town as well as you, I suspect.
You're probably right there.
As you're talking, the sentry from the bell tower suddenly appears next to you, seemingly out of nowhere. Says, they changed direction. They had a whole trail of dust that was heading down to the hamlet south of us. the entire column changed directions. I don't know what you've done. I don't know what these people have done. But they're all after us now. I don't think Kilnasi cares anymore that she can't utilize us. I think she understands that we're a threat.
Then we will show her how big of a threat you are.
Thank you for
Reggie.
the subscribe, -2. You're fabulous.
Reggie,
Yes.
Yes, Zach. What's
that
up?
Death Knight spell you mentioned, is it a permanent thing or is it temporary?
Yeah, these rituals they don't really tend to wear off, in my experience. So
Yeah,
I suspect.
That sounds like a one-way trip to me.
Yeah, you can give me an intelligence check. Now that Lilith has sort of explained to you what's going on there, you can make me an intelligence check to see, or an arcana check, actually, to
Okay.
see if
I'd prefer
you
Arcana.
understand it.
27.
Okay. With a 27, now that she's explained it to you, and especially now that the two books have combined with each other, you see the rituals for exactly what they are.
God damn it. Oh my, I'm just so frustrated. You did, your notes are just fantastic. Like, how? Yes.
I'm an alchemist. I'm a historian. I am known for my note taking. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So the main problem I see here is probably the Warforged more than the undead. Not that there's not a lot of undead, but their intelligence is exploitable. If we can get to high ground, out of reach, we could pick them off one by one fairly easily, I believe. But the Warforged will pose a more difficult problem. If anyone has any ideas on how we can potentially limit them, that acid was pretty effective. If there was a way we could harness that as some kind of weapon.
You would absolutely understand that, like, your not little mimic, your mimic carriage now with all the gorgeous, fabulous bows and things like that on it, needs to replenish, and it would not be able to create nearly that kind of acid. That was because the other mimic was so much larger. It was able to create.
Oh, because it gave him a tank of it. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, but
you recognize something else too, Reginald. As the two books combine, something that you could not figure out before becomes clear. It looks like there is a partial map that now exists in your book. It looks like it's not quite complete, but you recognize, based on what was there before and what is there now, that it's about 2/3 complete.
the parts that aren't uncovered, do I recognize them at all? That are uncovered, I mean.
You do. You notice some large geographical features. The main one being the volcano that the capital of Nanked is positioned on, the city of Kalamumbra.
Interesting. All right. I'll make a note of that. Zach, yes. Wait, did you say it was permanent?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
These are transformations, not permanent transformations, not like fun little for an hour thing.
Yeah, Zach, it would definitely be a permanent change. So, why are you interested?
If it's just a power boost for us to defeat this army, then yes.
That may be something. I mean, I don't know how much.
I mean,
it would
as
change
cool as
you
it
a person.
sounds, yeah, we could be lost. You could become a different person.
It could be,
You
but
could even become our
if
enemy.
I'm going to I'm going to remind you that you're standing right in front of somebody that had done the ritual, a different ritual.
Ah! Oh, shoot, sorry. It's just so... It's like ghostly, almost. It's...
I've died once before, so if I become an undead being, it's not something I'm not used to. So I'm willing to take that plunge if it gives us a fighting and gives the people of this town a fighting chance.
Undeath is temporary. Or rather, death is temporary. Undeath is forever. But it's
Yeah, it was confusing.
I mean, it didn't change me any, except, I mean, in really great ways. But but do whatever you want. I'm not.
mean,
I'm not here to sell you on it.
I mean, isn't it like a step down from like a lich? Like just like a few hop, skips, and a jump down from a lich, Death Knight? I don't not
Definitely
super
a lot
familiar.
more definitely a lot more attractive than a lich.
But unlike liches, I mean, with the exception of Ingrith, but they took an extraordinary amount of willpower, and still was pretty bad.
So what you would know, you can roll me either a religion or an arcana check to see what you actually know about death.
Anybody?
No, specifically him. Yours is going to be a different thing.
Okay.
14.
A 14. You know that Death Knights are powerful undead. That's about what you know.
All right. Then Diraxis isn't voicing concern because he doesn't know.
I don't know. The way that this is set up right now, I don't know exactly how we want to mount our counterattack, so I'm up for suggestions.
We have dapple brants here. We could set them up as maybe a small hut, and if we fight near it, they can help by eating enemies and growing bigger, and maybe we can do the same sort of thing that
That's
Dance
true.
did.
It gets bigger.
So something that you would recognize is that, yes, they would get bigger as they consumed, but they're the size that they wouldn't be able to do what Dapple Dance did. They wouldn't be able to consume them as quickly. Dapple Dance could do it because they're literally the size of a building, and so they could consume it very, very rapidly. But absolutely you can set that up. They would grow some, but not a huge amount.
But what's the terrain? Like, for some reason I was thinking desert, but that isn't necessarily
That is
sense.
totally incorrect.
No, I know. That's why I was like, that isn't. That was just my imagination rather than any kind of fact.
So the sections of the city, as outlined earlier, are you've got the market square, which leads out into the sort of the terrain in Nonked is generally swampy.
Okay.
That's sort of generally what it is. You've got the mangrove swamps to the north. To the south, you've got the fields and the windmills. Then to the east, you have got the market square and the sort of plains that are sort of moist plains out further.
Is the Watch Scout still there next to us?
Yes.
Were they a mix of both, coming from both the north and south, or were they was it a mix of Warforged and undead for both sides? Or
I have to assume so. There's
that makes sense.
Everything that they've sent before has been a mix of the two, but all I could truly see was just the column of dust that they were kicking up behind them.
Makes sense. Question for your people. I don't know much about vampires, but this gentleman here just appeared. You guys have like levitation or flight of some kind? Is it a thing, or is it
in our bat forms? Yeah.
okay?
But one thing that that you do know, Lilith, is that because you're so new to being vampires, because you only converted yourselves maybe a month ago, you don't yet have access to all of the abilities. You're still learning how to use them.
So there's, I mean, as far as I know, I can't fly, yet. I hope.
How close are the buildings together? Is it pretty spread out, or is it more compact?
So like we said earlier, it's
Sorry.
got huge thoroughfares.
Okay.
They're literally wide enough for 4 wagon trains to pass each other with ease on the street.
The main street.
Yeah, but most of the streets, this is a trading town, so this is built
Gotcha. Okay. that makes sense.
for the movement of goods.
Right. Lilith, I believe our best option might be to try and set up some choke points to make their numbers meaningless,
Yeah.
Less
and
effective.
then
So you've been chatting now for about 15 minutes. You have 45 minutes left before they get here.
and then the magical systems you have around here, like the Kyle, you said something about pieces of metal that were magic.
Yeah,
What were they again? I think I missed that. I was writing something.
they're out on the docks. If you ask about them, the vampires will tell you that they have been specifically created to keep the vermin out. So it keeps out like insects and different things in the water. It just keeps them away from the docks. Other things that it does, you would have to go and explore to find out.
I may be able to see if I can change the effect to ward off against other creatures if I looked at those. That might help buy us some time.
Ooh, would you like to do that?
Yes.
All right, fabulous. Then we're going to split the party.
You guys
Reginald,
work out something over here.
you're gonna head over to the docks with two vampire escorts. Does anybody else want to go to the docks with him?
That
I mean,
probably-
I would have offered, but if he's
probably won't be
escorted by
much
2
help.
vampires, then it's probably fine.
All right, fabulous.
I'd like to try and block off the other entrances to the town so we can try and funnel them all in one way.
All right.
Choke point, whether that be shut the town gates if there are any, or putting large things like carts, market stalls, all of that sort of stuff in the way.
Fabulous. If you want to do that, you can go head off with a couple of vampire guards on your own to do that. Does anybody else want to go and set up blockades with Zach?
I mean, I'm pretty strong, and I would love to do whatever I can to help protect my city. So
Awesome.
I'm fine helping along with that.
Fabulous. So so Lilith and Zach are going to head over to the various entrances to the town. Hey, Daraxis, what do you want to do?
That's a good question. I think for now I'll go with them, but I might leave and do something else if I feel like it's more valuable.
Well, there's
Fabulous.
still the archway that I have questions about, Daraxis, if you want to.
Well,
Go.
there's that, but what I will say is if Daraxis wants to think about it a little bit, Daraxis can do an intelligence check for me.
16.
Let's see what you get. A 16. Okay, so things that you know, because you were enslaved by the Drow.
Yeah.
As all males are. One of the things that you used to have to do was grind the wheat. You had to grind the grains. You know that the byproduct of grinding flour is incredibly flammable.
Yeah.
And there are 3 of those windmills that were grinding that grain over all together. You know that you could utilize that stuff to create some sort of explosive if you want.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I'll get on that for sure.
The other thing that you can do is, well, let's do that first. So we've got 3 scenes. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's start with Reginald. Hey, Reginald, you have wandered over to the docks on top of the mangrove swamps. The first thing that you notice is that the wood, you can feel that the wood itself is also held up by magic. That there's magic making sure that it's preserved, that the water doesn't degrade it and decay it. And you see that there are special places set up where there are, as the dock turns, there are little whirlpools right next to the dock that seem to generate a place where you can catch fish. You see that like these whirlpools are catching the smaller fish, and you can literally just like dip a net in there and get like a whole bunch if you'd like. In addition to that, you notice that there is about once every sort of like 5th arch, it seems to be thicker and more powerful than the others.
All right. I think Reginald would be more drawn to the arches, so I'm going to go investigate them and just see how they work and see if that is what's kind of directing the magic in the area.
Yeah, so the vampires that are with you help explain to you that these arches were set up to make it comfortable for people to go through, but also the larger arches that are more powerful, those are meant to keep away things like constrictor snakes and alligators that roam the mangrove swamp. So they're there to keep larger creatures away.
Can I try to see if I can, like, investigate and see if I can change the effect in any way?
I'm going to need you to tell me a fun story about that.
I pull up my book and I flip through the pages and yes, I turn to the vampires. Look, this is what I call a magic circle. See, what it does is it can ward off against certain creatures that you don't want in the area, and I think it's similar magic that's happening here. So I'll pull them over to the archway, and I'll like kind of, is it like, what does it look like? Is it runes or?
You can see markings inscribed in it. They look like they were smithed, so that the markings, it looks like the markings are actually part of it, that it was created as one piece to be like laid into the dock there.
All right. Do you know of any history where the effect needed to be changed for any reason in how they did that?
No, it's not something that we understand.
No, it's fine. Let me try something, and I'm going to pull out my quill, and I'm just going to brush over one of the arches. And as a scribe wizard, I'm just going to have all of the runes and markings just glow, and so I can kind of analyze them better. Maybe if I can change the runes here and here to better match, I might be able to create a connection to where it wards against undead. And if I might be able to mold the rune itself, but it's never tried
How would
anything like this before.
you be doing that?
I have my mold earth spell.
Absolutely. Sadly, that's not going to work. You can do rough molding with mold earth, but you can't create like super delicate writing with it. Do you perhaps have any other resources at your disposal? For instance, perhaps some things that you rolled for earlier that might be useful?
Yes, I might.
Thank you for the
So-
raid, Sammy or DM. That's fabulous. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You missed a giant level 5 raid train and a whole bunch of giveaways, but we're doing another giveaway later. So, yes, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
I look at the runes and I look at the vampires, and just nothing is working right, and I'm getting frustrated, and this anger is building up in me, and I just look at my notes, and I look at my quill, and I just breathe in, and I'm going to use 5 key points and
Hey.
1 sorcery point, and I'm
Oh,
going
damn.
to enhance this effect as I cast Mold Earth, but I'm going to build the energy of it so much and make it so fine and in tuned that all of these symbols start floating above where I marked to change. And as I'm casting and I'm saying the incantations, and you see a after image of my arms moving behind me, and I start pushing all of the runes in, and you see them float and get closer and glow bright purple and then bright red, as if they are searing themselves in and changing the runes on the archways.
So hold there. Tell me about your touchstone.
So my touchstone is stone made flesh, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Spirit made flesh. It's called
Spirit made flesh.
And it has the ability to let me see in the ethereal plane, and it also has the ability to let me hold on. It lets me
Keep it going.
affect magic more and more as I can dispel and counter magic as I have a better understanding of its creation.
What I'm going to say is happening right now is as these runes begin shifting, you're trying to sort of lift them off the metal, shift them, and put them back. You feel your connection to the ethereal plane sort of ignite. And this is because you invested all those key points in it. So you are now dealing not only with the physical, but the spiritual realm as well. And the sorcery points that you laid into it allows much finer manipulation of this spell than you normally would have. So as the runes come popping up, not only do you see the physical metal, you also see the energetic lines of the magic, sort of like a magnetic resonance as it leaks out into the ethereal plane. And as you are shifting these runes, you see them come untethered from the metal momentarily, twist and shift. And as you lay them back down, you see the magnetic field change. And you feel the resonance with all of the other metal pieces begin shifting as well. And you watch as in a series, they seem to light up for a moment, and everyone who's near them suddenly sees into the ethereal plane for just a second. And then it dies back down again. But what they saw was that it was now keeping even the ghosts on the ethereal plane away. You have succeeded. Undead will no longer be able to enter these docks. They will have to travel through the waters of the mangrove forest. Yay! All right, fabulous. Let's shift our scene, shall we, over to Lilith and Zach. Tell me, Where in the city are you now?
I will ask Lilith to take me to the least traveled entrances, the places where we would want to block up, and we would leave the area that we want to funnel them through alone, but the places that we want to block up.
Gosh, I mean, the market is always very busy. That's to the east. And obviously those roads are the widest because you have carts coming and going. Even the entrance to the south, which we can't really completely block that off. But I mean, if we want to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room, blocking off the entrance to the western side would be probably our best bet there.
Well, let's do that then, so that we don't get any flanking or anything going on.
It's the last
As
thing
you-
we need, huh?
Right. As you head over to the western gate, what are you going to do to try to secure it?
There are plenty of carts. There are plenty of large movable objects. And Zach seems like a pretty strong gentleman. I myself am decently strong,
Right.
but I'm sure there are also a handful of folks around that can assist us. But yes, I mean, carts, barrels, stalls that we can bring with us as we're making our way over there. Just anything really to build up an impassable space.
Does this entrance actually have a gate on it, or is it just an open entrance to the town?
It does have a gate. The gate is wooden.
So if we shut the gate, pile everything up on the inside, maybe get some wood or metal or something strong to put in between the bars and try and bend or melt them in some way if anyone is able to do that, and then solidify it so it gives a rock solid wall basically, and then just pile everything up in front of it. Because then if anything does come through the gate, all of that stuff will come crashing down and we will hear them.
It definitely won't be a surprise, hopefully. Yeah, I'm sure we can find something on this side of the town to use. And I'll start scouring around, checking for pieces of metal that we can use, things that we can help to kind of secure the area.
Absolutely. There is, on that side of the town is in fact the jail. So there's plenty of things in there that you could tear apart, all those bars.
Bars make it really, really easy. I'll walk into the jail and just kind of start, tearing apart.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like, as you enter, because you're still new to vampirism, as you enter and you start trying to pry the bars out, what happens?
Yeah, it's kind of strange because I wasn't weak when I was alive, but it's a lot easier now than I would expect to actually be able to kind of pry these off. And I start with the weaker ones. There's like the fourth cell on the right.
Yeah.
We
The one where
haven't
you
used
catch
that
the
one.
drum,
Yeah, exactly. We haven't used it to secure anybody in a very, very long time. So they're all kind of in a state of disarray.
Johnny
But
was always in there.
Johnny was always in there. Ugh, let me tell you, he had a problem. It's but the bars are a little worn. There's a little bit of rust up at the top, So as I go to kind of put my foot up against the door and kind of brace myself and just kind of give it a good pull, it actually comes away a lot faster than I was expecting. I kind of fall backwards and kind of land on my ass, and I'm just like, oh god, okay. And it, for a half second, it just makes me question if these are actually going to be useful for this, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Fabulous. Zach, what about you?
That is some very impressive strength that you have there. I'll take one of the entire cage walls that Lilith has pulled off unintentionally, and I will start pulling apart taking the bars off, so that we've got them all singly instead of it being a whole wall. So the intention is going to be to stick those into what the gate, like where the wooden bit comes down on the gate. The intention would be to stick those there and then bend them. Obviously, between the pair of us, we're probably not strong enough to do that, but if we could heat it and bend it in some way, or maybe we could try and bend it together.
We could also create, I mean, okay, undead, not certain types of undead, not very smart. Totally understand it, right? Mindless, just shamblers. So what if we used some of this metal to create spikes?
That's also a good idea. We could use that for the other entrances to try and cull the numbers or stem the flow that comes in.
Yeah, I just dig holes, dig them deep, and stick these, like, we can sharpen the edges of these things, stick them in the ground, and hope that some of these guys will get themselves stuck.
We could also use wood for that as well. I'm going to walk over to a nearby cart that we're not intending to use because it might be damaged, and I'm just going to start punching into it and smashing it up and breaking it down into longer bits of wood that we could then use in conjunction with the metal bars to make spike barricades around the area that we intend to fight.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question above table. As the mayor of this town, are you actually going to tell people to help you with any of this stuff? Are you going to assign any tasks?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple folks helping over at the docks. We do have a couple friends here, and I know a good chunk of them were still having dinner. But yeah, as people show up after having full bellies for the first time in a while, yeah, absolutely. Just would start instructing people to start making these I mean, spiked pieces of wood or metal. I would instruct them to assist us with barricading the walls. I would want them to kind of like check the top of the walls to see if there's anything that we can use, either just like in our defense, like in the actual fight, or if there are things that we can use up there to help fortify the walls, things like that. So yeah, as people become available, they would be assisting for sure.
Fabulous. Also above table, in which building are all the coffins that you need to rest?
In the town hall where we all drank the potion.
In the center of the town. All right, cool.
In the center of the town, yeah.
Fabulous.
There's we dug a little basement, but yeah.
Do
That's
you
good.
happen
That's
to have a barracks or an armory where we could, not me, myself, but your people, is there somewhere where we can go to kit them out ready for a fight instead of them going in rags and fine clothing, armor, weapons, that sort of thing?
I would assume so, and I was about to answer, but I should check with Kyle before answering that question, actually.
What you need to do to check with me is to tell me a fabulous story.
Great. Yes, obviously. You definitely don't live on this place without having some sort of defense set up.
Yep.
That's why the walls exist.
Yeah, everything's
right?
surrounded by predators here. This is
Yeah.
the land of the survivor. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. So yes, we absolutely have a barracks. It was one of the first things we constructed after the wall, because we, the people that work in shifts on the top of the wall, they need a place to store their items. They need a place to go during the day, things like that. So yeah, there's absolutely a barracks that has a wide array of items. Hopefully they'll be useful.
It would be good to get some of your people to begin getting that gear and taking it to the central location where we intend to make our stand, just so we are all prepared.
Sure. And I'll actually snap my fingers because I see one of them just kind of mulling about, and I say, go grab. I'm blanking on a name. This is terrible. Oh my god. Um, go grab to Journal.
Yeah.
Good old Journal.
Journal, yeah.
Journal's
Journal.
great.
Journal's
He's,
awesome.
Yeah, he's he throws the best birthday parties. He's your guy, your boy Journal. Um, go grab Journal, grab some of the armaments, take them in this cart here, and I point to one that's missing a wheel, and I say, Journal can hold up the sorry, I just saw chat. All my homies stand Journal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, just have Journal hold up the back of the cart, and you guys can take everything to the front.
Journal has informed the person that was sent to talk to him that he is very busy setting up decorations for the victory party in the town hall. And really, this is very important.
Now we're disappointed in Journal because that's not the
Okay,
the mood or the play.
He throws the best parties
Journal.
though.
He does throw the best parties. This is the problem. But you know what? This is why all my homies stand Journal. So
no, absolutely. And as he shows you like what he's setting up, you realize that the decorations for the victory party also double as defensive measures in the town hall itself. So there's definitely like some razor wire, there's some like fun spike traps, there's some very interesting things going on over there.
A pinata that's actually like a grenade. It's great. All my homies stand Journal. He's wonderful.
And you see as he's doing this that there is that each of the traps is marked with the sigil of your town, Ketyaga. There is so that you'll recognize what's a trap that the enemy's won't.
It's very important to have good branding.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He knows. I'm glad that we met Journal. I think he's awesome.
He's a bro.
Let me recap. So you have closed the gates. You are setting up spike traps with both metal and wood at various areas of ingress into the town. I feel like that's about all you're going to have time to do. And you have outfitted everybody with weaponry, things like that. There's Queen's Court Games. I'll do with Journal spin-off. We can do like we'll raid someone else, and then we'll do a little hour afterwards. It's all about Journal and the victory party. You won't have a victory party though, because I'm gonna kill everybody. But whatevs.
Right,
like,
you know.
You will try.
You cannot take Journal's victory party away from him.
No.
What kind of monster
He's worked so
are
hard
you?
on it.
He has
I
worked
am.
very hard.
Dungeon Master kind of monster.
Takes a special kind.
Yeah, we are CR 40. Like there's so fabulous. I love that. So we've got all of that going on. Now let's switch over to Diraxis. Hey Diraxis, you're heading over towards those windmills. What are you gonna do?
So Diraxis is going to get as many people as he can to, because I'm assuming the windmills are outside of the city, right?
No,
Oh,
they're
they're-
actually they're not like outside the city. They are right up against
The walls.
the city, but that's sort of the line
Okay.
between the city and the fields.
And I'm assuming correctly that the whole city isn't walled off necessarily.
The south is not.
Okay. So what Diraxis is going to do is he is going to organize and bring as much flour as can be carried into the main part of the city. And he is going to start distributing the flour in these kind of. I'm thinking of like the chalk bag that pitchers kind of have, where it's kind of like that, where it's not like super solid, but it's like when you throw it, it'll kind of disperse.
Yeah.
So he's going to be instructed to be able to make a shitload of those.
What are you creating these bags out of?
I would say that because it's a trading town, there's lots of like sacks, like burlap kind of sacks around.
Sure, but burlap isn't going to disperse it like that. You're going to need a special type of something.
Good. Okay. Oh yeah, because burlap is supposed to contain it, so we need something that's shittier at containing it. That's a good point. So they're vampires. Wonder if.
But they've only been vampires for a month.
Yeah.
So...
okay. So it's been a month. What kind of cloth could we use?
You can make me an intelligence check.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Let's see.
Let's see, Draxus.
What's going on?
You could be. Oh, it's 12.
A 12. A 12.
Ugh.
Does anybody want to use advantage?
Yeah, I might use advantage. We got one in chat. I might snag that. Oh, that's a 13. That's significant.
A 13 is enough for you to know basic things
Sure.
about some stuff, right? And you would recognize that there are definitely some types of cloth. You could probably make it out of, if there's any sort of like fine fish netting that's used to catch smaller fish.
That's a good point.
Cheesecloth would be useful. If there's any sort of like thin gauze that might be used in like a medical situation, things like that.
That's a really good point. I'm sure they have a ton of extra gauze because they don't bleed anymore. So we're gonna go raid whatever kind of infirmary was set up and start making gauze bags of flour. And Duraxis is gonna ask the vampires about fire. And then he's going to realize that vampires don't make fire. He's going to be very sad and disappointed. So,
very sad.
Instead, what he's going to do is he is going to gather up all the torches that have been discarded because they don't use torches anymore because they could see in the dark, along with flint, and set up these stations where there's mounds of these bags and a number of torches and flint and steel so the torches can be lit and tossed with the bags. He's going to create as many stations as he can in strategic locations surrounding the town and within the town.
All right, so I'm going to need to know where those locations are within the town.
So I would say that he's going to have several. I would say reasonably maybe 8 stations is what he could probably do. Something like that. So I would say that there'd be 3 stations at both the north and south, and then 2 stations kind of in the center of the town.
Okay, cool. So you've got 6 outside. I'm gonna say they're like up on the walls now.
Yeah, they'd be up on the walls or on rooftops if that makes more sense, depending on
absolutely.
There's not a gate or something.
So you are creating improvised grenades for the townsfolk.
Yeah, napalm fire bombs. That sounds cool.
Delightful. I love it. There's fabulous. Well, I feel like we have set up some fabulous defenses there. The final question is going to be, where are you going to start out in this battle?
I believe that might be a question for our mayor. The best tactical position that you know of in this place, as it is your home.
I mean, if they're coming from the south.
Well, they're
coming
from both. They're coming from both the east and the south.
Yeah.
But the way we have our defenses set up right now, what options do they have for getting into the city?
So there's the gate to the east and the west. Their ability to enter from the north has been cut off, at least on land, on the docks. Well, the zombies have. The Warforged would still be able to do that. They would have to but they'd have to move through the water. The south is still open, so they can still get in through there, but the houses are much denser down to the south, and so it'll take a little longer.
If we're looking for, oh gosh, the problem is because of the density of the houses to the south versus the relative openness of the streets on the market side. I mean, yeah, there are stalls and things like that, but I think moving through the market's going to be faster. So if we can station some of my people towards the south, and hope that the spikes and the things that we've got set up will kind of keep them at bay, and hopefully my group can pick them off. But putting ourselves to the east might give us the best chance to take as many of them out before they can just overrun us.
Started a place where we can retreat from. Lifey. Lost my accent completely here.
You did.
It's gone.
Here's that for a moment. All right, so what you've got, the plan, as far as I understand, is that you're going to start in the market to the east. Yes.
Duraxis, yeah.
Everybody?
Sounds like a good deal to me. I mean,
All right, fabulous. You've done everything that you can to prepare for this fight, and the thunder of their footsteps approaches the gate. You feel sinking feeling in your stomach as you know most of you probably won't survive. And with that, I think we shall take our break.
Oh,
Yay! We're going to take just a quick little break,
This is nice,
everybody, so everybody can go take a little bio break. And when we get back, it's time to face the hordes. That's right. Will the town be completely destroyed? Will the armies break their teeth on the walls? What will happen? You'll find out in just a few moments. Remember to hit !raffle to win some fabulous Phoenix Dice at the end, and go visit all of our sponsors in the About section down at the bottom of this page. And we will see you in just a few.
all right.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
Hello.
Hey,
What?
we're back.
We are back, and there's a raid. Well, welcome, D20. I hope that you're having a glorious, glorious Tuesday. We have just set up our town's defenses against a horde of zombies and warforged that have been created by the Lich Queen Kiel-Nasi. So get ready for some crazy combat as thousands of creatures start pouring into the city. If you would like to help our characters out, go check out the About section. Any bits or subs or channel points or anything like that that you would like to throw will give bonuses to our fabulous, fabulous peeps. So, are you ready? Are you ready to get wrecked?
Are you ready, Kyle? Because I don't think you're ready for what we've got planned for you. Okay.
I think you need to check yourself before you
Yeah.
wreck yourself.
Oh shit! All right,
You know.
all right, that's fine. I see
Come
how it
correct
is.
or get corrected,
That's it.
man.
That's it.
Oh,
Just keep
no,
antagonizing
I
the
will.
DM. Come on.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
I will.
Perfect.
You know what? I
Oh
will just
shit! Right,
come
we shouldn't do
correct.
that.
Coming correct is not how you do it, bitch. I will come correct. All right.
Correct.
I will come correct. You don't know. You don't
Is
know
that
me.
what this is
You don't
about?
know my life.
Amazing.
Oh god. I'm
Right,
scared.
well, now I'm just ready to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be.
Ready to throw hands.
We'll throw something, you know.
I fully intend
That's
to
just
throw
the
a
spell is
lot of
throw
things.
hands. That's what it is.
Yeah, Kyle did
I
canonize that
to
you
make
can
that
subtle
spell
spell punching someone in the fucking
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
It's just
So-
like
Subtle spell, throw
100
hands.
mage hands.
Yeah.
It's just like 100
That weren't
mage hands
me.
at once.
It was not me. I did not smack that pregnant woman. I sure
What?
did not.
What?
That was somebody else.
What is happening?
That's you. Right, that's you outside the laundromat, Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
no,
do.
every day, every day.
I know. I know you.
Yeah.
Shady ass bitch.
Hang out there all the time on the regular.
Now, let's put up some battle music, shall we? As you finish setting up the defenses for this town, you hear the thunder of thousands of feet shambling and walking in time. As they reach the gate to the city to the east, your sentries on top of the wall, and we might need to turn that music down just a sketch.
It's hard to
The
modulate
sentries,
the differences sometimes.
the sentries on the wall begin shouting, "They're splitting their forces!" And while you hear a pounding against the gate and watch as splinters already begin to form under the force of metal fists, others are going to the north and to the south, attempting to ring you in. What is the first thing you do? We will begin with Zach.
I will hold my position where I am, stood with my friends and my new acquired friend as well. Sword drawn, ready for the gates to burst open. I'm keeping an ear out for the west gate, for if that falls as well. And I'm listening out for the footfalls from the north and south. But I'm preparing.
Fabulous. Duraxis.
Draxus is going to. I'm assuming they're on the wall.
If Duraxis
Yeah,
is up on
Duraxis
the wall,
is up
above
on the wall.
eastern gate,
Yeah. Draxus is going to look out at the army, turn to his friends, and just give him one of these and just fall backwards off the gate while casting Dimension Door 500 feet above them.
So you're going to go jump up 500 feet.
Yep.
So you're now 500 feet up above
Everything.
the town.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. From up there, now tell me, are you going to do something to stop yourself from falling?
Yeah, but I mean, the dimension door is an action, so I have time.
I mean, at 500 feet up, you absolutely do. You're 50 stories up. There's what you can see from up there is you see that the Warforged and zombies that are hitting the eastern gate, there is a huge contingent of them that's trying to batter down the wall and the gate. But about half of them have split in two different directions, heading both to the south around the wall and to the north towards the docks and the mangrove
But
forest.
ostensibly, that high up, I could see essentially all their forces.
Yes.
Okay.
You also see the group to the south that's coming from the south
Perfect.
is already beginning to walk through the streets down there. They are impeded somewhat by the closeness of the houses in that residential area. But what you witness is not great. They have decided to go in a straight line directly for the heart of the city, and everything in front of them is crumbling as they just literally walk over the houses. Everything is shattering and crumbling beneath them. You are now 500 feet above everyone else. Reginald, what are you going to do?
All right. Not sure this will get everyone, but it might be able to slow them down. I open my book and I tap with my quill on one of the pages. A bright greenish yellowish light in the form of a ring starts levitating from the page as I lift it with the quill, and I kind of flick my wrist, and this circular pattern has runes glow around it, and it shoots over towards the south entrance where they're walking in more of a confined space. And in front of them, you see a huge now area where I'm going to cast Sickening Radiance, and the entire area in that section gets flooded with this brilliant radiant light. And I'll look.
What is the actual scope of that spell?
It's 30 foot radius. So a
30
total
radius,
of 60-foot diameter.
Cool. All right. And
And
what is it?
I'll look. It's going to anytime a creature. So I'm going to put it in front of them. Anytime a creature walks into it or starts their turn in that area, it does 40-10 radiant damage, and they suffer from a level of exhaustion. And they emit dim light, so even if they're invisible, they can't take effects from being invisible.
All right.
So I'll do all of that, and then I'll look to V and Zach, and I'll say, all right, the rest is all up to you.
As you do this, Diraxis sees exactly what happens. It's a bit distorted for you because it's within all of these other houses. As you cast this spell, the radiance ignites. Everything within the radiance immediately just falls dead. Just done. But as some of the zombies begin shambling there, you see Diraxis. Every zombie seems to have a Warforged partner who is guiding them around obstacles.
So it's a 1-to-1.
So,
Okay.
as you see this happening, you notice that you created a little. This spell created a little bit of an inhibiting factor, but very quickly the Warforged realized what was going on and started moving their zombies in different ways. So you have split these into two different sections now. What else would you like to do?
I'll say, okay, this. Guess it's not enough as a bonus action.
You don't know. All you know is that you cast a spell. You can't see the reaction. You're not high enough up.
Oh, okay. Still though, as a bonus action, I'll kind of reach into the ether and I'll pull out in my hand. It looks like just a glob of shadow, and I'll drip it onto the ground, and it splats into this blob, and it forms up into the shape of a cloaked figure, and you see it holding a large shadow blade. And I just look at it and I command it, go to the shadows, and as many as you can. And it nods to me, dips back into the shadow, and then disappears and goes to attack the army.
I love it. Everybody in the area that is attuned to a touchstone, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Is that including me?
Does 500 feet
No.
count within the area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because anyone within the town.
Okay.
To a 20, an 18. Direct
I might burn that legendary resistance.
Wait, Lilith? Hello?
Yes?
Lilith got it. Yeah,
Hmm.
and nobody bothered to ask.
That's kind of rude and kind of odd to assume, probably.
So, Diraxis, are you going to burn that legendary resistance?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
it. No more legendary resistances for you all. You hear the music of the spheres as somebody ignites the power of their planar touchstone, but you resist it for now.
I don't know if it matters, but Diraxis has not had that experience where he has to roll on the D20 when he says something. I don't know if that's related at all. I just want to check. It's fine if
Has
not.
Diraxis had the visions?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he has.
So you haven't had the visions yet.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't think I have.
you
But
cast
I
a
don't know
spell,
if
too.
it's the same thing or not.
Oh, you did cast a spell. I am going to need you to roll on your wild magic table.
Oh, that's totally
Thank
true.
you, Mike.
I'm so bad at that.
Let's see
Watching
if you
out for y'all.
actually cast that spell or if we're retconning this.
3.
A 3. Okay, so you're fine.
We good.
All right. There is so Lilith. What are you going to do?
Oof, okay, so we have all of these metal spikes kind of positioned just outside the gate, and there's a ton of metal born, which is great. So a ton of warforged, excuse me. So what I would actually love to do is pair my Ring of Shooting Stars with 2 sorcery points.
Ooh, tell me, what are you going to do with your sorcery points?
So, with my Ring of Shooting Stars, I'm actually going to I'm going to use it to cast a ball lightning. So what I actually do is it's a ring that has an elemental component to it. I dig around in my pack and pull out a couple vials, and one of them has like this really, really pretty shimmery sort of liquid, and the other one almost kind of looks like fire, but it's obviously not like a flame. So with this ring, I actually kind of like I pop open the tops of the vials and I kind of like twist the ring a little bit, and you can just see like a little spark kind of fly from the ring. I cork the vials back up, and I actually kind of I chuck them into this area. And when these vials shatter on the ground, and because I'm using these sorcery points, what you actually see, I'm using oh no, okay. I am so sorry. I was going to use twin spell, but it doesn't target just one person, so I can't use twin spell, can I? Or can I?
If it's a fabulous story, you sure can.
Great. So what happens is as these two vials crash and they mix together on this battlefield, you actually see 8 3-diameter spheres pop up and start bouncing across using the metal spikes and the metal components of the Warforged to attack a large amount of them.
So what I'm going to say, I'm going to alter this just slightly. So
Sure.
with your twin spell, what you can do is you can throw this vial, and as it shatters on these pillars of metal that you've created, it doesn't just head down one way like it would in a series, it heads both ways. And you watch as this sort of wave of electricity just slams into everyone within about 10 feet of the wall. You see all of these Warforged just go and then fall down, and these zombies just go done. And immediately, their bodies are just walked over as the next wave starts pounding down the door. And now I suppose it's my turn, isn't it?
Does it have to be? Can it just keep being our turn?
I mean, it totally could.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I think that's great. So I have at my disposal from our fabulous chat some smites and some sorcery points. As the second wave literally crushes the first wave into the mud in front of them, totally uncaring that all these creatures have died. You see one pair, a Warforged and a zombie, step up to the gate. You see the Warforged punch the zombie in the back. His hand seems to go directly into its ribcage, almost bisecting it. You hear a loud whirring sound as the life force of the zombie is absorbed by the Warforged. And he uses a couple of the smites to take the electrical energy that had been building up and slamming it directly into the gate. You see the entire gate explode into splinters, knocking everything away from it. The way is open. But before you can do anything else, you see the lines of the Warforged reach down into the mud, pick up the metal spikes. And I am going to need V. You have told me that there's about 30 people that you have left. Please roll me a d20.
I don't want.
You
do not want to do that.
Okay. I understand. I understand it. I understand if you don't want to.
No.
I would appreciate it very much if you. Oh.
No.
Here.
No, that's good though, right? Because
No.
that's a high
Rain.
number for us.
A rain of metal javelins from 500 Warforged hands destroys as everyone attempts to get to cover. Most people were unable to. 19 of your vampires are impaled, each by multiple javelins, destroying them completely.
Damn.
I'm not having fun right now. I would just like to make that super clear.
I would like to use a legendary action, please.
Oh, you certainly may. Yes.
Seeing these javelins fly through the sky, I'm going to jump off of the barricades onto one of the nearby roofs, and moving as quickly as I can, I run with my sword drawn, and I jump off of the roof, and these black wings, the gauntlet on my left wrist glows, and this cage seems to
Oh,
break.
and you just
within-
got hasted.
You just got
baby.
hasted too. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am hasted.
Let's start this over now. All right.
Okay, so I
Yes.
move even faster at the speed of light across the top of this roof. My planar touchstone, which has now been infused into my gauntlet thanks to some mending that was done on it before, breaks, and these black wings spread out on my back. And I cast Misty Step, or as I'm going to call it, Uncaged Misty Step, which allows me to teleport 150 feet. And as I teleport and hit the ground, I slide into position, and as these spears come down, I try to knock as many away as I can with my sword, spinning it around in a full windmill arc, grabbing a few and lobbing them back at the Warforged as I go, trying to protect as many of them as I can.
I'm going to shift it just slightly. As your wings expand and you use your planar touchstone, you don't just Misty Step. It allows you to teleport like Nightcrawler over and over and over and over and over again across that full distance. Each time grabbing a spear, throwing it in a different direction, knocking it out of the way. Now, I'm going to need everyone to roll me another wisdom save who is attached to a planar touchstone. Shall we? Shall we?
18.
Oh, damn.
20.
Well, okay, so everyone's still fine.
I
Zach.
rolled a
Yeah.
9.
Well, no,
However,
Zach's using his, so he doesn't need to.
oh, I don't need to. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's everything.
This is for the resonating effect. So what I will allow, because of that fabulous action, is that you can use the D20 roll that Duraxis rolled, which is 3. So only 3 of the vampires have been killed by this. You are down to 7. Now, Duraxis, you've teleported yourself up 500 feet. You are watching as
Do the vampires get a turn?
the vampires are helping you out.
Okay. Cool. I was just curious.
They're not going to take specific turns of their own.
Cool. Well,
So as you are
canonically,
at
they're
500
throwing my bombs.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That'll be part of your turn because
Alright, cool.
you set that up.
Nice.
So you are 500 feet above. You have watched the gate explode into splinters. You have watched one of your compatriots suddenly grow black wings and essentially run across the sky, knocking spears and javelins out of the air. What are you gonna do?
Duraxis is going to attempt to cast Featherfall, slow his descent so that he can actually do stuff before he hits
Give me-
terminal velocity. However, it goes fine.
Okay, good. There we go.
So as he's
No wild magic.
as he's falling, he is going to adjust his thing so he's kind of standing up straight, and he is going to wave his hands in kind of a Doctor Strange-esque motion, and the
I love
the
how we're
luminous-
just pulling out all the Marvel characters.
I suppose. I realized I never did anything specifically visual with the luminous touchstone. I wanted to change it. So, as he's waving his hands, the sign of the luminous geometry and that golden ratio is going to appear in front of his hands. And he is going to look down across the entirety of the enemy because he is that high up. And he is going to target the Warforge specifically. And he is going to make all the gears and all the systems in the Warforged 40% smaller.
Okay. Okay. So essentially, you're trying to make all of the Warforged non-functional.
Well, I mean, I'm not assuming that that's possible because that would be, not as fun of a story, but at least less functional. Maybe 40% less functional at the very least.
It turns out that this is a far more powerful effect than you thought it was going to be. Everybody, because of the power of this, what you're attempting to do, everybody has to roll me a wisdom save with disadvantage, and you're going to have a -2 to the roll. Give me that wisdom saves. Okay. Lilith fails.
So,
Esmil definitely fails.
Oh god.
before I even roll that, I'm going to use the one legendary resistance that I got from the chaos table to pass that.
Okay, so
I mean, you probably should roll.
Because this is so powerful, you can use legendary resistance to negate the -2 and the disadvantage, but you're still going to have to roll a straight roll.
I'm just going to roll my inspiration.
That's a 12.
Ooh.
That's only an 8. Oh, yeah, still fail.
Oh god.
So,
anyone want to give
as
thumbs?
Duraxis reaches into the army of the Warforged and the zombies, suddenly you are all struck. Duraxis is envisioning the gears inside these metal men. You can all see them, and the gears seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger until the gears are as large as continents. You see...
I did say shrink, but I'm liking where this is going.
You see how everything fits, how every moment leads into the next. Your vision continues to expand further and further and further out until you see the crystal sphere shattered, but beginning to come back together. You suddenly feel all 4 of your continent-sized chunks of the crystal sphere, the specific pieces that are tied to your planar touchstones, these things that empower them. You feel them slam into place and can hear the clicking of the gears of the universe getting closer. You know that fate will not be stopped. Each of you is now soul-bound to your planar touchstone. But each of you, if you attempt to speak about it, will not be able to unless you do a wisdom saving throw on which you crit. You have to roll a 20. You also all have disadvantage for the next round. It will be far more difficult to do things because you've just had the entirety of how the universe works slammed into your consciousness. But Duraxis, you feel the gears shifting and shrinking. And you feel the energy moving out away from the city, faster and faster and faster. What you have done is given every Warforged on this plane of existence disadvantage because you have fucked with their years.
Holy shit. Let's
You
go!
suddenly,
Woo!
you suddenly realize.
Yeah!
But that means all the good Warforged in Eberron,
Oh, and not just this plane?
this plane, which means all the different crystal spheres, all the
Oh.
different places.
Shout out
on
to
this
people that
plane.
want to play Warforged in the future. My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Relic
Sorry,
is
Relic.
somewhere like
Ooh,
in
what
Daraxis.
the fuck? Oh,
You,
my heart.
you remember, you realize that your planar touchstone does not just affect one thing. When you decide to alter something, it alters the universe.
I just wanted to give them like big heads or something.
Yeah, I know. I know. If you target an individual,
no,
you can do it.
That
But if you
100% makes
target a
sense.
group,
Oh god,
it's everywhere.
that's so much power. That's terrifying. Oh,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Input the wrong cheat code by the sound of it.
So
Yeah, it
now,
happens.
also, this amount
Oh,
of
boy.
power, you have knocked yourself unconscious. You are now falling
Classic.
500 feet out
I
of
mean-
the sky.
I mean, is Featherfall doesn't require concentration or anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter consciousness, right?
You cannot maintain a spell when you are unconscious now. You are just falling.
But it's not concentration though. I'm scared.
Are you gonna try to rules lawyers me during a narrative combat?
No, I don't want to
No,
die.
you're not.
All right.
So 500 feet. That means
I don't know what the normal velocity is.
so after one round, you're gonna fall about 1/3 of that distance. In the next round, you will complete the fall.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this round you're fine, but you're only gonna have one round before you slam into it. So now that all of your planar touchstones have been awakened, their charges have also been recovered. So, hey
Wait. Sorry.
Reginald,
Sorry. Can you say that one more time?
the charges, anything that is a rechargeable thing on your touchstones has just been recharged.
For everybody.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, Reginald, tell me what's going on.
So, you see, as we're all kind of buffeted from the energy created by, Daraxis' touchstone and all of our touchstones resonating, that, well, actually, you might not see unless there's a flash of white as Relic kind of goes back a little bit, and his ethereal body kind of leaves him for a second, and he kind of looks around and he sees all of the ghosts in the area again, and he's going to now that he has a better connection, more physical connection to all of the ether in the area, he's going to kind of pull some of it together and create a sphere of all of this ether, and then kind of just push it, and it appears to move kind of slowly towards one of the larger groups of zombies and warforged. And once it hovers about, just right above them, you see it kind of shift, and the wispy fog kind of condenses into like the size of a bead, and then a flash, and it just explodes right above them.
What is this that you're using?
I'm going to say it's going to be a 4th level fireball, but I'm going to use like pure ether as the element because I can change the element, and I'm attached to this touchstone.
All right, so what that would be is then a fireball made of force, because that's the thing that you can pull from the ether, from the ethereal plane. Most people would not be able to do that, but because of your planar touchstone, you are able to. So as you cast this sort of wispy blob of force energy that exists both in the ethereal plane and on this one, as it collapses in on itself, you literally watch, and only you can see this because you can see the ethereal, you watch as it looks like their souls are being sucked up into this vacuum left behind as this thing just instantly collapses on itself. And V, you feel this. You can't see it, but you feel this. Lilith does. The energy of the souls slams first everywhere. It bypasses the walls and the houses. You, V, suddenly you get very uncomfortable. Reginald, you can hear all of the spirits on the ethereal plane screaming as you are now essentially invading their realm with this explosion. And a second later, the force bomb explodes, shattering a huge chunk of this army. Doing more than that, because the gears have been diminished, the things keeping their armor together are smaller and don't work as well. You watch as there is a secondary slaughter as the Warforged are literally torn apart and turned into shrapnel that then takes out a huge chunk around them. The way to the gate is clear now for about 100 feet back. It will take a few rounds for them to actually fill that space in once again. But fill it they do. They are inexorable.
As an added bonus, before, like, during the separation and the explosion of these Warforged, I want the force of this blast to physically release the bonds of the spirits and the Warforged, so they are all just scattered and freed in the area.
I feel like that is a bit much.
I'll use all the rest of my key points. I'll use all the rest of my key points for that.
And you're attempting to release the souls.
Yeah, I want to not willingly, obviously. I'm going to tear the soul from form.
Okay.
With this ability.
Oh shit. You are using your planar touchstone to try to rip the souls out of an army.
Out of, an area of them.
Out of an army.
Yeah, damn straight.
I'm going to need everybody to roll me another wisdom save. This one is going to be a constitution saving throw.
I have a feeling that this is going to have this exact same effect that Daraxus has had on every Warforged.
Capable of rolling this since I'm unconscious?
You're unconscious. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, no, it automatically happens to you. So Lilith, you have saved. Zach, you have saved. Diraxis, you have failed your Constitution saving throw. You can feel your soul being ripped out of your body. I'm now going to need a wisdom save from you.
Wisdom save for me.
Yeah.
Okay. 18. Okay.
Okay, an
So,
18.
thank God.
This
That's decent.
wakes you up as you can suddenly feel it. You literally feel your soul being torn from you. You wake up and you manage to like hold on by the skin of your teeth to ensure that does not happen.
Dang, that would have been really cool if he just lost his soul.
Oh yeah, that would
Sorry,
have been
sorry.
super fucking cool.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Because you just did that, the amount of energy that was created in that moment is astonishing. And the horrific evil of the action that you just perpetrated, ripping the souls out of an army of people.
People's a strong word, but yes.
Whoa.
Warforged are
Diraxis.
absolutely people.
Are these though?
Yes, they are. They're just newborn and they've been told what to do.
That's
They
right.
just
That's right.
the
For some
experience.
reason, I thought they were.
You've met
mechanically different.
Warforged from Notked. You have adventured with them. You know that they are people. You have gained some attention, Reginald.
I'll keep my
Hey,
eye on
Zach.
them.
What would you like to do? You've just watched an army of Warforged have their bodies disrupted and then their soul disrupted.
I'd like to see what Lilith would like to say first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have one small question. Can I have the souls in my?
Tell me a fabulous story about that.
So as you see all of the souls of the Warforged get ripped from their body, there's this light glow from one of the pouches that I carry on my belt. And as I dig around and I pull out a little stone that is the physical embodiment of my planar touch stone, it just sort of it creates sort of a vacuum effect, and all of the souls begin to kind of start swirling in the air and fly towards the stone, which just glows every time. As the soul gets closer and closer, it kind of like pulses with this really pretty like blue and purple light. And it almost looks like the aurora borealis as the souls start coming in and the way that they dance around the stone. And you can see that this effect is vast, and every single soul that is lost is coming into this stone. And
I would like you to first make me a Constitution saving throw.
yep, that's fair.
Yeah. You've just absorbed a couple hundred souls.
Oh,
I'm fine.
dirty
Whatever.
20.
This big.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Okay. You manage to hold on. You can feel yourself being buffeted every single time a soul comes in. It feels like your molecules are trying to expand away from you. Everyone that can see her sees that her hair starts flying as though there's a strong wind behind it. Her eyes begin to glow, and then you notice that every part of her starts glowing. V, this is transcendent. And because you were the one through the ritual, your vampires begin to glow as well.
GM, I'm gonna say that our touchstones resonate at this point.
Absolutely, they do. Give it. We'll do that in 1 sec. No, let's do that now. We'll do the next thing in a sec. So please, everybody, give me wisdom saving throw.
My wisdom saving throws are dog
I
shit.
meant specifically like, how they
you'd like
heighten
to
each
do-
other.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh dear. Okay, all right. Roll me. Each of you roll me a D100. If it's above a total of 100.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be. Oh wait, no, that's not Dirax's. Just
Yeah.
V and just V and Mike.
Oh, you got me then.
Please roll me.
I was like, that's pretty low.
You have to get at least a 34. Come on, we got this.
You can do it. You can do it. I promise.
I'm a believer.
Oh, okay. Okay,
There
Nice.
fabulous.
go.
You got your 60s there.
We're resonating all right.
There is this hole blown in the army. And at the center of where that was is now this glowing sphere that seems to be channeling energy directly to V, directly to Lilith. As that happens, Reginald, you can see what's happening. And it is that this energy is beginning to overwhelm the bonds of all of the vampires. Something's going to have to be done, or it's just going to be too much for them. What are you going to do?
Something absolutely crazy and something absolutely stupid.
Do it, please.
I pull out my book with an eye and a tongue, and you see that the pages start flying wildly, and it opens to the pages where it's the ritual with the vampires, and it flies wildly again and opens up to the page where it's the image and the ritual for the Death Knights. And I'm going to activate the power within this magical item. And with my own ability as an Order of the Scribes wizard, I'm going to ritual cast as an action. And I'm going to, resonating with, my party, turn these vampires into vampire Death Knights, like we were talking about before.
Holy fuck.
Okay. I'm going to need several checks.
Okay. Help me out here, chat. We got this.
First, I need a Constitution saving throw to see whether or not you can actually channel this much power. So let's see. Let's see that first.
That's a 7. I have one more inspiration.
Okay, I would use it.
I'm not even gonna look.
Okay, you got a
Ooh,
20.
20.
All right. So you managed to cast it. All right,
And-
that's it for your inspirations.
And Pixie give you advantage for
I
next
don't.
time.
What note I clicked?
No.
That's.
Now,
We got
I'm
double
going to
advantage.
I am going to need.
Guys.
You are attempting to
Chat, let's
create.
go.
You are attempting to do something that normally takes months in a few seconds. What is your bonus to Arcana?
It's only 13.
13. You are going to need to get
Nice.
30 or more on this Arcana check to do what you actually want to do here. Let's see.
That's a
No.
23.
No.
Can I?
As, yes,
You have advantage.
you do have
I'm gonna-
advantage. You try to
I'm gonna
use
do
that.
it again.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna do it again.
Do it.
Please, come on, let's do this. 29.
29.
We have 2 plus 2s, baby.
Oh, 2 plus 2 is yes. I'll use one.
I kept track.
All right.
Yes.
As this energy
Oh god.
as this energy is being pooled in the form of this ball of light, Lilith's touchstone and your touchstone, and then channeled into the vampires. V, I am now going to need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Sure.
As we are having the fight of the planes of the touchstones.
We have one more advantage.
Use it.
I think I need to use that.
Yes.
Might be
Totally.
helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of my sense.
Better?
15. Yeah, no.
Well, we have
This is
6
something-
plus 2s
We
now.
have 6 plus 2s now.
How
Thank
many
you.
Would you like? How many would you like to use? Yes. Oh, thank you very much, Genasi.
Yeah.
How many should I use?
However many you want, you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna use 3, so I have a 21, right? I think that makes
That's fun.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty safe, I think.
Use 6.
Right.
You barely manage to hold on to consciousness. Barely. You can feel something happening inside the triangle that has now been formed with that glowing ball and the 2 touchstones. There are about 3 vampires within that triangle. As this power surges and moves through you, as you have expended so much energy just in the last few seconds between all of you, above this triangle you see 2 green eyes appear. The image of Kilnasi, the Lich Queen, strides through the air. She looks down on you. My dears, playing with forces that you can't possibly understand. Forces that I've studied for 1,000 years, tearing souls away from people, forming them into something new. That little book that you have, it belongs in the temple, not in your filthy little hands. How charming of you.
She can't deny
How
she's
delightful.
impressed. She's at least a little impressed.
I see you, my little vampire town. It was a very intelligent way to escape my clutches, but thank you for giving me a new way to eradicate the vermin that you've become. I think I'll take these. And as 3 Death Knights rise from what used to be vampires, you see their eyes glow green as Kilnasi has just taken control of them.
Counterspell
Sure.
with my
Roll it.
touchstone.
Oh! V, as you are now connected in here, so Lilith
Jeez.
and Reginald are connected in
Jeez,
there.
holy
Does
fuck.
anybody else want to do anything right in this moment?
Is she physically there, or is it just a manifestation of her?
You only see a manifestation. It doesn't look like she's physically there.
Okay. I'm gonna hold off because I want to do something with the army.
Okay, fabulous. Daraxis, do you want to do anything in this moment?
I really, really want to, but I had a different thing in mind, and the role-playing conflicts, so
Okay, fabulous. So,
as much as I'd like to.
Lilith and Reginald, as all of these conflicting energies begin to build up, you are suddenly given a vision. You see Kilnasi building her artifact for hundreds of years. This thing that can rip the soul out of one being and put it into another, creating her undead and robotic army. You see her perfecting it and moving it into the palace and beginning to use it as she empties out town after town. And all the while, you hear the music of the spheres, and you feel yet another chunk of the crystal sphere slot into place as you realize that that is Kilnasi's planar touchstone. You are not fighting magic alone. You are fighting her touchstone as well. Her ability to manipulate souls. She looks down at you and she says, "Oh, thank you for that information," as you realize that while you have just received the entire history of Kilnasi, she has gotten exactly the same thing from both of you. She knows everything.
Oh no, she knows about that one time in band camp.
She does. She was a little nonplussed about that one, yes.
Listen,
We'll have a
hey,
chat
it
about
was
that later.
one time.
Not
okay?
impressed.
So, now, who wants to go first and see what happens when you start fighting each other with your touchstones? Yes?
Us fighting each other, or us fighting her?
No, what happens when two touchstones actually come into conflict? Because that's what's happening right now. Would you like it to be Reginald or would you like it to be Lilith?
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay.
Please roll a d20.
Okay. I'll go first.
All right, fabulous. As you are attempting to utilize your touchstone to counterspell, to essentially stop what Kilnasi is doing, how are you doing that?
So, my touchstone gives me the ability to better understand the physical magic, what actually make magic work, and all of this energy actually comes and is channeled through ether. So what you see is I project this kind of counter energy in the form of a kind of shield of runes. As Kilnasi sends out her magic, I want it to link, and all of the spells are the opposites, all of the symbols are the opposites of each other, and I want it to kind of shatter like glass.
So you're trying to do a matter-antimatter situation.
Exactly.
Great. Hey, Lilith, what are you attempting to do?
Well, What I would like to do is, I would like to try and, actually, okay, quick question, I guess. When you do this like antimatter sort of thing, and it starts to affect things, would you say that there's actually a moment where these things like interact with each other on their way to becoming the opposite?
Yes.
So so they kind of like slide past each other on the way to becoming the other thing?
Yeah, when they touch, they cancel out.
Cool. So what I would like to do is I would actually like to imbue the alternate, like the matter that he's trying to turn into antimatter, that he's trying to swap. I would like to imbue those with the energies of two opposing planes, specifically Celestia and the Abyss. And so as all of these things start to swap, once they interact with each other, they have a fun little explosion.
As you imbue this with the energy of the Abyss and the energy of Celestia, something very interesting happens.
Josh.
The insanely powerful interactions between your touchstones, Reginald's attempt to shift and oppose what Kilnasi was doing, and Kilnasi's attempt to take control. There is an explosion, but it is not physical. There's a spiritual explosion. Every being with a soul within 10 miles of this place dies instantly.
Sorry, friends.
Does that include us?
Every Warforged dead. All of the zombies still alive. The vampires that were on the wall, dead. You see this explosion move out at the speed of sound, rupturing every wall, every building, shattering all magic anywhere near it. The mangrove swamps are destroyed, ripped to splinters, as is everything. You are now in the center of a flat plain of ruins. Zach, you are thrown hundreds of feet.
I would like to use my planar touchstone, please.
Yes, sure. What would you like to do with it?
It's not in its description that I can do this, but I am using its name.
Okay.
As its thing. It's called the Unsealed Cage. As I see this explosion erupt, the essence of the universe having just flowed through my very being, I think and I feel I know what's about to happen, or I have an inkling about what's about to happen.
The level of destruction.
The level of destruction that this is going to cause, and I pull to my planar touchstone to assist. And what I'm going to try and do is I want to form cages of magic using the touchstone around my friends, my allies, my little mimic, and and the people back in where Dapple Dance are and the pirates. I want to try and pull everybody into a cage to protect everybody from those people from that explosion. That includes the vampires as well. Anybody who was on our side.
which pulls you into the interaction of all of these planar touchstones. Diraxis, you are being flung hundreds of feet as well.
I'm not
Yeah.
falling. I'm going up and
Yeah.
out.
You're now being bounced off
Okay.
this explosion. Yeah.
Okay.
I was pulling him in as well.
See you
Okay.
guys.
Fabulous.
I'm putting
Diraxis, do you
everyone
want to
in.
do anything? No is a totally fine answer.
Yeah, I think so. I think he has his own things going on in his brain, and he just got conscious. So I'm gonna say no.
All right, so as this happens, all of these insanely powerful artifacts, all interacting with each other, opposing each other, shifting each other, attempting to protect. All of these things come into play. The Death Knights, at the center of this, seem to shift and to change as the energies of Celestia flow into them. You see 3 archons appear.
What?
And
I was gonna write that one down. I'll just write that one.
you feel some powerful magics. As the archons, the 3 of them at once, look up to the image of Kilnasi. You see their eyes ignite and their souls burst into flames as their energy shoots directly into her. You see her scream and writhe as she grows wings. Her skin becomes a translucent blue. She looks down on all of you with all of the evil intent she's always had. But Kilnasi is now standing before you, fluttering her wings as a solar instead of a lich. The energy from the abyss, though, had to go somewhere. And through the interaction with the unsealed cage, you suddenly find the vampires, the adventurers, the pirates, the mimics. Transported down, down, down to the demon web pit. As you open your eyes, you see giant spiders and driders all around you in this infinite plane of darkness and venom. You have saved the town. But now you've entered the realm of Lolth. Can you save it yourselves? And with that, we will end our session.
Ah!
Jesus Christ. What
That's
the
right.
fuck?
There is.
What the
You-
actual fuck?
You just turned Kilnasi from a lich into a solar. That's
Still
what you
evil,
just
right?
did.
I think there are some gods that might want to have a word with her, but yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah. She's still evil, right?
Absolutely. you've just created the first evil Solar
Even
in the
Solar, like,
multiverse, who is still attached to her own planar touchstone and still wants to murder everyone on the planet. So that has changed the end game for you a bit. And now you're gonna need to figure out how to get the hell out of the demon web pits so that you can go and take care of this mess that you just created.
We level up.
I mean,
There's such a bit. Oh my god. Yes, in fact, you
Yes.
did. These interactions with your player touchstones
Good
triggered something
God.
within.
Yeah, we leveled up twice actually. So
I would like to say thank you to everybody for going on that lovely little journey with us. We had a nice little planning session. We figured it all out, and then we got we pulled out the big guns, and shit went sideways real fast. So
God.
yeah, now we like to do something here called favorite moments. Why don't we start with you, Landon? What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was when Diraxis altered the history or the fate of an entire species of creatures. And I basically spent the entire session trying to figure out what the fuck Diraxis would do in response to that. And now he's in the Demon Web pits. So next session is going to be interesting because he's going to be dealing with existential crisis of the horrific thing he did to a group of people unintentionally, mixed with being in the place. If you could name any place that he would want to be less, he couldn't. This is literally the worst hell for him, period. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. I am. He is not.
What about you, Zach? What was your favorite moment?
my favourite moment was the planar touchstone beam collision thing. That was something truly epic. For a Zach thing, I would say it would be the whole charging and deflecting all of the spears.
Absolutely, that was
glorious.
What about you, Reginald?
I mean, what's better than like getting to build the action of a scene with everybody else? Like that moment where we were all just like, and then this is how it, just building it and making it more
and then
more
this,
intense.
and then this, and then this.
Just beautiful, just absolutely phenomenal.
I love it. And what about you, my dear?
I mean, obviously, Journal. All my homies stand Journal. If Journal is not safe in here with us, I'm gonna riot. I'm never coming back on this show ever again.
We're
just
not.
FYI.
We're not safe here. Journal would be better off being back there.
No, because he'd be dead. So, if the option is,
you saved all of them. This thing redirected all that energy. So the town's still there,
Yeah.
but so are the Warforged and the zombies and all that. So
sure, great. Well, Journal was great. But yeah, I mean, obviously the super epic. I mean, I want it's not Clash of the Titans, but I mean it feels that way, right? With all of the empowered touchstones and just all of it just got crazier and crazier. And then it literally blew up in our faces. So that was great though. It was such a good story from everybody. So
I loved it. Yeah, my favorite moment was actually just a tiny little moment from Mike. Just that moment when you got so shitty about the fact that Lilith knew more than you. It made me say it's a tiny moment, but it's such a fabulous bit of character building. Like, I love that. So yay. Hey, everybody hit !raffle because we're gonna pull some dice in just a sec. And I want to let everybody know that you can see more Playnard allies tomorrow in our Delver's Dream campaign. We have a Magnificent Mythologies on Friday, where you can see us actually write a full one-shot based on fabulous mythologies from around the world. And this Saturday is our 12-hour charity stream, where we're actually going to be playing 3 of the games that we wrote in the Magnificent Mythology stream over the last couple of months. So definitely stop by, say hey, help us raise money for the Foundation for Inclusivity in Gaming. And now I think we should absolutely find out who won some dice. While we are picking that, though, I'd like to set a scene for you. In the midst of the town hall, there is one vampire, waiting and defending, knowing that his compatriots will be successful. You see him pulling out several types of dice, large board on a table. You see him setting up figurines. He knows that everybody's going to be back and that he's going to get to play his favorite game with all of his friends. You see little tokens that say Lilith and Jerndal. You see some new ones that say Zach and Daraxis and Reginald. And a board that says Wizards and Warriors. On that board, you see something interesting happen in the wake of the touchstones. The board has shifted, and it looks like it's full of spider webs now. And the names of the tokens seem to move in various directions. You see, as you look down on the board, spider webs, dark and foreboding, monsters, and what looks like a single light. Somewhere in the vastness, Jerndal looks confused. He doesn't know what to make of it. But he moves a vampire's token closer to the light. And one of his friends appears. And we'll leave it there for now. So, who's gonna win some fucking dice? And I think we can shift the music from this to something a little cheerier. I need to go out on a high note.
I like that Josh is currently Kyle. That makes me happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry,
It's important.
Mike had to leave early. I was trying to fix the setup. That's fine. You could just see.
I love it.
If you can see us, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You need a
All
call
right.
from Veterans Affairs.
Who's it gonna be?
Alright, okay. Gonna close it up, and the winner
Yay!
is Pixie.
Aw,
Yay!
Pixie.
Send me a note on Discord, and I will get you hooked up with those fabulous, fabulous dice. And again, thank you everybody for being here, helping us be epic and delightful here on Playnard Allies. And definitely go check out Josh over at Roll Together RPG. Was today your last day over there, or do you have one next week too?
One more next week, and then it talks together as well.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna chat with you. They decided that you're good enough to talk to now.
I've got one already out, but this will be with the group with us.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Well, that's delightful. Yay. And definitely check out V over at Queen's Court Games.
That's me.
Huzzah. Yeah.
Yes. We have Cult. We have our finale for Cult on Thursday on Twitch. Oh, it's just
And
so
we also have Lord Blackbird starting on Monday.
Yeah, we do. We have the first episode of Lord Blackbird.
That's going to be super fun. And as part of our Rolling Together stream team, you can catch that right after Roll Together next Monday. Yay! So yes, Pixie, send me a little note, and now we're going to raid. We're going to go raiding over to Carney Sideshow, another member of our fabulous Rolling Together stream team. So stick around for the raid. You get a whole bunch of channel points for both of the channels, so you can do all kinds of things to help our characters, which I don't know if you noticed, but they really need it. Well, at least when I
really needed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see you all over there. Yay!
Yay.
Hey.
All right, everybody.
This
is the awkward part. Yeah, where we just
Yeah.
stand here waving our hands.
Take care,
like
everybody.
nerds.
Or, I mean,
Now we're actually raiding.
Okay. Bye.